Tonight on Studio 12, from a frozen wonderland created from millions of icicles
to a road trip to Salida, Colorado, where we take you inside a small company building success one handmade bag at a time.
And we're showing you where conversation meets creative expression in tonight's edition of the Doodle Desk.
Plus, a look inside a family-run business that's helped shape Denver's Little Saigon for generations. All this and more right here on Studio 12.
From the Five Points Media Center in the heart of Denver, Colorado, this is Studio 12.
Hello, I'm Ryan Harrer.
And I'm Bazi Kanani. Welcome to Studio 12.
If you're looking for a winter adventure that is unique, we have a magical story for you tonight.
The Ice Castles in Silverthorne transform millions of gallons of water into a glowing frozen wonderland every year.
But this isn't just about what you see, it's also about how it makes you feel.
PBS 12's Erica McClarity loaded up her family and headed up to Silverthorne to explore the ice castles firsthand. She found out just how massive the structures are and what you can expect when you go.
Have you ever seen the ice castles in Colorado? Yeah, you can see why we wanted to go. I mean, where else can you truly feel like you are inside of a magical frozen castle? Yeah, that's my son.
What?
Let's
Yoshi
back it up a bit. We decided to load up our kids and take a winter trip up to Silverthorne. We heard if you go to the ice castles, you have to dress like you are going full-on skiing. Because once you step inside, ice in every direction.
So look, they're crystals.
Caves, archways, fountains, ice tunnels you can crawl through.
For families that are looking for something to do besides sledding, besides skiing, this is the perfect chance to explore and experience something totally different this winter.
You can visit the ice castles during the day, but when the sun goes down, the castle transforms, glowing from the inside out.
Oh, there is a lot of lighting underneath the ice. If you look around, you'll see some of our bigger lights that are just in the towers and walls. We have about 120 of those in the castle right now in different degrees and levels. And then our pixel wall here, that's about 4,000 to 5,000 small, almost like Christmas lights in there that we set to a program.
And underneath it all, a hidden network making the magic possible.
So we have over 35,000 feet worth of water lines running underneath us and then running up into the walls. So to build an ice castle, it takes a couple million gallons of water, all freezes and then goes back into the natural resource that it came from. We have 82 heads this season in this castle, so that's 82 places that's spraying water every single night. A couple million tons of ice that we're looking at here between what's underneath us and what's all around the walls. But we're standing about 2-3 feet above the ground right now. That's how much ice has been crushed up to make the floor. Pretty cool.
As water freezes, icicles begin to form. And those icicles become the building blocks of the castle itself.
We'll grow some icicles as well, and every single day from that November period to until we open in late December, we're picking icicles off of these racks in different places. Harvesting them is what we like to say. So once we have all of our icicles, we're going around to the entire castle, placing them strategically in different ways, and then spraying that every single night.
Night after night, layer by layer, the walls grow. In Silverthorne, it took just about 3 weeks to bring this frozen city to life.
We have folks who have pretty much trained their entire life in sculpture and artwork that are on the team. We have folks that have done construction their entire lives and have just fell into a creative way of doing that. I have an associate's degree in adventure sports. All of the climbing that we do to get into the walls, all of the technical rope work if we have to do any, that kind of all falls under that category. And then my bachelor's degree is in environmental science and chemistry. So my mom's very happy that I'm using that right now. We like to get into the technical data of everything and how it all freezes together, how it all melts.
But even with years of experience, Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate.
This being one of the warmer and driest Colorado winters did make building it a lot tougher than it would in past years. However, the company over the last couple seasons, we have been working as hard as we can to make our model weather resistant as much as we can, really. And all of that work kind of culminated this season, and we were able to successfully pull it off even with the warm weather.
And maintaining a castle made of ice, a full-time job.
Pretty much every single day you are climbing up into walls, placing icicles as best you can. Then we'll also put out separate kind of auxiliary like sprayers every single night, so almost like watering your wall, your ice wall. And then also chainsawing and working on sculptures. It's a lot of hard work, but very rewarding when you see all the people that come and get to see it.
Even days before opening, things don't always go according to plan.
Our form that we used for the bar this season decided not to work about 5 days before we opened. Luckily, we have some amazing builders that have been working with ice blocks for a very long time, and they were able to just pretty much adapt and make an igloo just out of ice blocks. That was probably the biggest but we made it work anyway.
I would say this igloo is proof that sometimes when a plan falls apart, it leaves room for something better. For visitors, including my family, the result is pure wonder. Whether you're 75 or 5.
What is your favorite part about this whole place?
I really like the lights and the slides and being with family.
Yes, I love it. And how about you?
My favorite part was the Castle Quest scavenger hunt thing. First you have to find dragon eggs.
Yeah.
Some got stolen and taken home.
Are you cold?
Yes. Yeah.
But is it worth it?
It really is.
These ice castles are part engineering, part art, and entirely temporary. A reminder that some of the most magical places are meant to be experienced, not preserved.
It's bittersweet. I'd say some people like to see that happen, and other people are a little sad to see that happen. You put about 4,000 hours of a collective team into making it.
So stay present in the moments with the people you love. For PBS 12 in Silverthorne, I'm Erica McClary.
Yay, PBS 12!
Yay! I do feel a bit sad knowing that all of that hard work and all that beauty does have to melt away eventually.
That time will come. All the more reason to go now because you could not find a cooler winter experience in Colorado. Maybe aside from skiing, but this is pretty cool too.
I can't wait to check it out. The ice castles in Silverthorne are open until early March, depending on the weather. They have another location in Cripple Creek, and it's totally different. So if that's a closer drive for you, you may want to check it out.
To find out more, you can go to icecastles.com and be sure to take a look at our YouTube channel for more family-friendly adventures like this one. We are introducing a brand new segment called The Doodle Desk, an illustrated interview. PBS 12's Kyle Dyer sits down with familiar faces from the Colorado Inside Out table for a deeper, more personal conversation.
As they reflect on the experiences that shaped their perspectives on Colorado, the panelists take on a playful, artistic challenge, drawing each other's portraits during the interview.
In tonight's sneak peek of The Doodle Desk, Kyle sits down with civil rights attorney Tyrone Glover to discuss law, justice, and art.
Tyrone Glover is always collected and mindful, and he's passionate about people and about the law. In civil rights, he protects those who need someone in their corner, and in criminal defense, he listens to those who need to be heard. He is a fighter in more ways than one, and we will get to that in a minute. But first, Tyrone, what sparked your interest in going into law? Because that's not something that was in your family.
Like a lot of kids, if you're kind of an argumentative, like opinionated kid with a real sense of social justice, your parents start directing you, towards the law. But I think I come from a real family of, activists and, trailblazers. My grandfather was sort of, received, medals in the Navy and then went on to have like a franchise for Texaco, and it was like a real entrepreneurial sort of guy. My grandmother, was a school teacher and really an activist in the South for integrating schools and advocating for students. And then my other grandfather on my father's side was a black farmer that no one can quite figure out how, but he was able to buy up all of this land despite being a black man in Virginia in like the 1920s. But he became one of the most prominent sort of farmers in our little town in Virginia. Really standing up and fighting for what's right is just something I think that's in my DNA, and I saw the law as a great tool to accomplish that.
I was mentioning earlier how you are a fighter for people, but you literally have been a fighter and a really good one. How did you ever end up as an MMA fighter?
My little brother was going to karate at like kind of our local karate school, and I would, as kind of the sibling, would go there and sometimes would sit and watch him. And I was like, this seems kind of cool. So my parents had to pick a free class. I tried it. I really, really had like a lot of fun with it. And then, was wrestling in high school and middle school and was getting good at that. Then, went to college and was going down to LA and was competing and doing well in these Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitions. And then I linked up with a good friend of mine from high school, Uriah Faber, who's now UFC Hall of Famer. And then we just started fighting in MMA shows, like on the kind of Indian reservations, because it wasn't legal anywhere else. I strung together a few wins, and then ended up quitting my job, moving to San Diego. I got signed with an organization
What'd your parents say?
Kind of a funny story. My dad, I was hiding it from my parents for like a while. And my dad is an eye surgeon, right? He's an ocular plastic surgeon, so he does actual like orbital repairs and stuff like that. So one of his patients is, getting, seeing him, and he's done surgery, and he's asking to get cleared to go back and fight. My dad's office clears him to go back and fight, and he's like, Dr. Glover, you should come to my fight. And so he gives him a fight poster, and I'm on the poster. And so he comes to me and he's like, is this you? And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, you're fighting in these things? I was like, oh yeah, do you want a ticket? And so,
oh my gosh.
So that's kind of how I got outed on that, yeah.
So you retired from that, but you were undefeated for a while.
Yes.
What kind of skills from that part of your life do you feel like you still tap into today as an attorney?
I think, the preparation, right, is a big part of it, right? The sort of fight is kind of lost, and I think won on your preparation. And then I think execution, right, which is kind of the second piece of it. Going in, being focused on, really executing at every single turn, being calm, being sort of just like, unflappable and sort of the face of the storm, and being able to like execute on your game plan the entire time.
You are calm. I always notice that. Why is it important for you to be on Colorado Inside Out? You're so busy with having your own firm, taking cases not only here in Colorado, but you're going into courtrooms outside the city, the state. But you're a regular on this show, and you bring so much, you come so prepared. Why is it important for you?
I think it's important, to not only do the work, but especially as a sort of person of color in a space where there are not many of us, to do that work in a really, I think, public fashion as well. You want, I think, just the community to see that there's folks like us out there doing this work, and you also want to inspire, the kids out there. You want to show them like you can be an attorney, and you can be here, and you can be on Colorado Inside Out, and you can fight these good fights.
Did you ever watch Colorado Inside Out before you came on the show?
Yeah, I watched it. My parents watch it like religiously.
Oh, really?
So, and especially now that I'm on.
Oh, really? What did they think of the show?
Oh, they love it. Yeah, they love it. And they're always like, oh yeah, there's other panelists, and they're always telling me about other people and stuff like that.
I am so curious what you're doing over there.
I'm just kind of doing my thing. I thought I had more time. Give me a time limit.
Are you just putting
Give me a time limit.
15. Are you just putting color, just to add color, like a portrait background? What are you doing?
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
But I feel
I'm letting the creative process kind of do its thing.
All right, well, I didn't do that. All right, time's up, done.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
Oh my gosh, Tyrone! Look at that!
What?
Yours!
I messed up on your mouth, I'm sorry.
Well, look at me.
Yours looks really good.
Here, let's show it to the camera. Holy smokes! That is amazing. You are artistic. I might add some backdrop.
Yeah, that's the fun,
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And like the gold, I was doing the frame because I love gold frame pictures. Like old school frames, especially the gold ones, are so dope.
Okay. I gave you a gold frame.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for playing along. Thanks for adding so much color to my portrait. I love it.
Well,
and thank you for being
I just
part.
think, look, you're like such a warm, vibrant person, so I wanted everything to just sort of pop. And then, so you got like the camera and the microphone and like a little, like one of the, whatever those director things.
Pretty
and like
amazing.
A script.
Show it to the camera.
Oh, yeah, and a script and I don't know, just all the fun things that remind me.
Yowza. Well, I think you're fun. I think you're amazing. I'm sorry I gave you no life and excitement around your face. Thank you for being a part of Color Inside Out and being my friend.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure.
That was just a sneak peek of one of our conversations with our panelists. For our full conversation with all of our insiders, check out the Doodle Desk on the Passport app, PBS 12's YouTube channel, or on our website, pbs12.org, or wherever you get your podcasts. We look forward to seeing you the next time at the Doodle Desk.
In the coming weeks, we'll show you more of Kyle's Doodle Desk interviews right here on Studio 12. The sketches can be surprising, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
We're taking you now to Salida, Colorado, where a small manufacturing company is showing us what's possible when craftsmanship, values, and community come together to build a successful business.
Buena Goods produces high-quality sewn bags, totes, and purses that are made here locally, keeping production close to home.
Our Business of Colorado host, Franny Matthews, sat down with Susie Moutre, co-owner of Buena Goods, to talk about their origin story, how Susie and her best friend, Katie Meadows, took their love of sewing and created a thriving business partnership together. Here's more.
The origin story basically is that Katie and Mike, Katie's my partner, she and her partner spent a lot of time in Mexico, surfing and just living a great life there.
Yeah.
And I actually brought a sample of it. She brought back one of these, which is a very common mesh bag you would find in Mexico, but it wasn't very durable.
Right.
So then being in Salida and being exposed to river mesh, which is very durable and long lasting, and then modifying the design so that the straps go all the way around the bag.
Yep.
Then you create a very durable mesh. We were living in California and used it for groceries. We used it for just travel and the beach. We went to the beach a lot, as much as we could. And you'd put your wetsuit in there and the sand would be all wet and gross, but then it would just dry and shake out. And it was just the perfect beach bag. And then we moved back to Salida, and Katie, we have been friends for a very long time, and Katie, I kind of was like, okay, this bag is really special and I think we should do something. And we had our first market here in Salida it was called the Sherman Market, and we were invited to go and, set up a booth, and we sold out. We had just made I don't know how many, but we thought it was kind of expensive. Would people really want this, and people came out and supported us. And I mean, I don't think we would be still going if it wasn't for the local community that supports us and just as our like cheerleaders. But the Ascent program was in 2023, and we are not business people. Katie and I are designers. We have design backgrounds. I did user interface design. Katie is graphic designer. So that's just not something that we knew what we were doing exactly. And the Ascent gave us mentors, educators, entrepreneurs. They also made us like get out of the weeds and think about our business, what our growth strategy is, what is our brand identity, who are we, what do we want to be, you know? And we just are so, because you're, as a small business owner, you're just in the everyday doing everything. So it's hard to take those moments. And the Ascent program forced us to do that, and it was very valuable. Like it definitely, you know, gave us a springboard to feel confident about the next stages of growth. I mean, this mesh is actually, we call it electric beige. It's a mesh that we designed, but it is kind of neutral. But if you look really close, there's some really bright threads in there.
Right.
So we do have some neutrals, but I would say that color is a big part of our brand. I would say that Katie is really good at product development. Like she is very good at that piece of it. And together we were able to develop the mother tote, and we call it, it's perfectly pocketed. With the zipper pocket and the flat pocket in the front and the two internal pockets. We just recently introduced like a base that's an add-on, so for people who want a little more structure on the bottom. We just have been slow to grow and not pushing for huge. We want that connection to our product. We have moved, we have grown. We have a bigger shed that we now call a studio. And we have a sewer that works for us. We also have relationships with some sewing operations on the Front Range. So we're not making everything here in Salida. It's still a Colorado story. But that said, like we still have a relationship with those sewers. We pick up we drop off materials and we pick up the bags. We have that connection to the product. We try to be really intentional and have integrity behind every decision we make in our business. And so I can't tell you what's gonna happen. We might grow to the point where we need bigger manufacturing, but I can't say that. Right now it's working for us. You know, all those bags that you get for free and they end up in landfills?
Yeah.
Like this is the bag that you don't have to replace, and that's part of the sustainability piece.
It's a multi-generational bag. I will give this to my children.
Yeah. We both have a passion for good design. I think that we respect each other and we trust each other. And we're not scared to push back on each other either, which I think is key to a good partnership. And then if we have issues, we work it out. You know, like if we've been in business long enough now that we've had moments of having to go back and forth and figure out how to make a decision even though we both feel differently about what we should do. I wouldn't want to do this without her. You know, her voice and her perspective is so important to the business.
What piece of advice would you have for somebody starting out?
Besides have fun, be open to learning and growing and changing changing your course. Like be flexible with what's coming at you, because you know you have to be able to pivot and move your business into a direction that makes sense. You know, for you, for your family, for the consumers of your product, whatever it may be, you have to be able to pay attention and take input and then make decisions based on that.
I love that. I am a big fan of your product. I really, really appreciate your time today.
Oh, thanks.
And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, me too. We'll see what happens next.
Be sure to tune in later this month when Franny and PBS 12 photojournalist Rico Romero bring us more business stories from their road trip to Salida.
At the state legislature, lawmakers are hearing plenty of wish lists as they debate funding for state programs.
And it's not just at the Capitol. Smaller governments across Colorado are doing the same as they plan ahead for 2026.
In Denver, this marks Mayor Mike Johnston's final year to deliver on his promises before potentially seeking a second term.
The Colorado Inside Out team has mixed reactions to what's being proposed and questions just how much could actually get done in such a divisive climate.
Especially with a tight budget. Let's check in now with Kyle Dyer.
Hi, Bozzy and Ryan. You know, as we move into February, I'm curious how you are doing with your goals for the new year. We recently got to see what Denver's citywide goals and priorities are for 2026. And so our insiders wanted to chime in on Colorado Inside Out. This week, Denver Mayor Mike Johnston rolled out his citywide goals for this year ahead. And while the plan includes some new specific strategies, many priorities are very familiar from last year. Making Denver vibrant, making it safe and affordable for all who live and work here. Elena, you have really broken down what the plans are for Axios Denver, so fill us in.
Sure. You said it. There's nothing really groundbreaking. It was very much a continuation of his current playbook. A couple of things did catch my attention, though. So he promised this year to deliver 2,500 affordable housing units. That's 500 fewer units than he promised last year, a goal that he only made 77% of the way toward achieving. His office has blamed that on funding cuts from at the federal level and the state level, but sort of an interesting decrease in a goal, making things a little bit more achievable. Another thing that was new was he's promised to address every report of homelessness or distress within one business day. So that will take real manpower. It's an easy goal to hold him accountable to. And the backdrop behind all of these promises that he's made is that he's working with a city workforce with roughly 900 jobs reduced between layoffs and unfilled job eliminations. He's also working with a budget that has $200 million in cuts, the most conservative in 15 years, according to him. Ongoing battles with a strong-willed and distrustful city council that will, push and pull and complicate his sort of ability to get things done. And then, of course, a hostile federal administration that continues to cut funding and threaten funding cuts. So all of that could complicate his agenda. And the timing is really important because it's his last full year to deliver on his promises before he goes out next year in 2027 and asks for voters to reelect him. So it will be interesting to see, what promises he can actually keep.
Okay, Adam, your thoughts?
To quote Tom Clark, he said, "Governments are about power and economies are about collaboration." I look at some of the mayor's goals and I think, given the budget circumstance, given the staffing issues, it's going to require him to work with council and work with other business entities and work with nonprofits, because some of these things that he's listed, whether it's in housing or the revitalization downtown or even public safety, he cannot do it alone. I think we've seen a trend towards hopefully trying to work with council on some of these larger issues. And we've seen council push back on things like the soccer stadium and some others. But there's no question for me that if the mayor wants to get his goals complete or attempt to get them complete, then he sure better start working on some serious relationships across the metro area to get them done.
Okay. All right, Patty.
Interesting that he had it at La Alma Park, and I hadn't realized just how bad things had been, and the stats they gave on how it was improved, both homelessness and crime there, those were impressive. But when you think about everything the city has on its plate right now, talked about Burnham Yard, of course, that will affect La Alma too, because that's right on the edge of where the Bronco Stadium development will be. National Western, a huge project still going. It was a very successful show, but there's so much more that has to be built there. So at the same time, he's looking at building for the future and big projects that need a lot of management. There's all this micromanaging that has to be done on homelessness and affordable housing and crime to continue to reduce the homicide rate and also reduce traffic deaths and everything else. So he has a very busy 18 months ahead.
And when it comes to the homelessness, the point in time count was made Monday night of this week?
Yeah, it started for a few hours after he gave this speech.
Okay, and we'll find those results out in the summer, right?
Right, it takes several months.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Patty.
My pleasure.
Tyrone.
It makes me a bit, I think, nervous with such an aspirational agenda, but not a recognition from the mayor of some of, I think, those challenges. The challenges with repairing relationships, with understaffing, with just so much going on in the city that needs to be scaled. Because when there's not that recognition, far too often we see it harm the most vulnerable of our populations. When you go with such an aspirational agenda in a city that is seemingly always in a perpetual budgeting crisis, and you have to start cutting corners sort of mid-stride, it oftentimes falls on those who are the most vulnerable amongst our communities. So I think I would have liked to see some more pragmatic talk about how we're going to scale just some of the difficulties as opposed to just pure aspiration, because I feel like once things get going, it's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Okay, all right. That was just one of the topics we talked about on the latest episode of Colorado Inside Out. You can watch the entire show on YouTube, the PBS Passport app, or listen in on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And make sure to catch our next episode on any of those places or right here on PBS 12 this Friday at 8.
Denver's Little Saigon is home to dozens of small businesses that reflect generations of culture, resilience, and entrepreneurship within the Vietnamese community.
One of those businesses is Truong An Gifts, a family-run shop that's been a staple for decades, offering everything from traditional items to everyday essentials.
But behind the storefront is a much deeper story.
In our short documentary tonight, we take you inside Truong An Gifts to learn how the past, present, and future of one family's history intersects in Denver's Little Saigon.
The whole plaza itself plays a huge part in my role of who I am today.
Sometimes we want to get together to have friends, sit down, have a cup of coffee, or have a bowl of pho. Yet some people want to eat food, they got the restaurant. That's why we found this area and we start to open this one on 1987. We want our community grow and everybody can come in and to get what they need and they can see together. So they
141.80.
Don't be really homesick because
The name, when I see the name, I think this is a good name in Chinese, in Vietnam. It means peace and harmony. Yeah. But I didn't think about English. They hard to spelling and they hard to pronouncing. Truong An. This name follow me 44 years now. My name is Fawn. My shop is a Truong An Gifts, right at Fire Center.
1975, we escaped out from South Vietnam 3 days before collapse. I have no choice. I don't know anything. They collapsed from north, go back to south. They slowly going south. Then we know if we not escape out, we get really big trouble because usually communist government, they don't like a lot the high education because they think high education they cannot control. I like to be teach, so I get it in and get the degree on the math teacher degree. Everybody know it not a good time to join in this North Vietnam communists, so we try to rent out.
Up, go. Just a little bit. Okay.
I came first 1975, and my wife, she came 1979.
I think I need to go back 47 years ago. When I came to United States, I really say I don't know nothing. When we just come to United States, we don't know nothing. We don't have confidence. We're very scared. And that time, no Google Translation, nothing. And when we escape, I have take one dictionary about that big, look like a handbook like that. I need every night I found a dictionary.
My wife got the older brothers. He goes to the same school with my cousin. So I don't know how they connected. They bring whole family to Denver. And they stay in my cousin's house. So the next day, I just came to visit them. And when I ring the bell,
and I go out, I open the door.
The person come out to open the door is my wife.
I see my husband now.
And when I saw her, they say, boom. That's my person. I don't know what they say, but like a big sock. So I found her.
And I say, what's your name? And he say, I'm Tom. And I look at him, I say, I think you're older than me. How about I call you Tom brother? I see him that time. He say, how about we marry?
Now we've been married about 45 years. Look back, it's a long time.
He never let me pay house bill, electric bill. No, he take care everything. He never tell you he's stressed about we behind the financial or everything. No. Okay, that's why I really love him.
I got the job. It's a busboy at they call the top of the Rocky at downtown Denver. Change from teacher become a busboy because that's the good freedoms. And we came to USA. We found the freedom. We can talk what we want. We can speak what we want, and we can think what we want. And after that, I found another job in King Soopers. I saw in King Soopers they got American food, and most the Vietnamese people they need eat rice and some Vietnamese food, and over there they have this really small bag they call Uncle Ben rice. We most eat the long grain rice, and we don't have like a fish sauce. We don't have like any Asian food. Even I want to eat bean sprout, we have to grow the bean sprout at home.
And the ramune, oh my gosh, such a large selection. Wow, I haven't even seen all these flavors.
So we decided, say, why don't we just open the grocery? Grocery will help to get the Vietnamese community close. So we opened the grocery store, small one, really small.
That time my husband, he already have the business. It's a small grocery, Asian grocery. They call Thai Bin market, supermarket.
I drive the truck from here to California to get the fish sauce and something like that, come back.
When I come out to the business, I don't have anything. I don't have money in my pocket. I asked my husband, because he come in United States in 1975. I asked him, he say, I only 5,000. I cannot help you more. I say, okay, 5,000 enough. I take. I use that 5,000. I go to business. I ask the business, it's a 40,000. I go deal with him. I say, I pay you payment for a year, okay? Of course, they take my interest. Every month, I need pay 3,000, about 3,300 something for him, for a year, the payment. I only make $30. How I survive? It's not easy, but I go through. I need make the shop. I can make more money there. I say I want to open the shop. That shop is video. It's only 700 square feet. The name is called Truong An.
Growing up in this
store, it started off as a blockbuster, like an Asian blockbuster. It was like a VHS movie rental, and it was all like kung fu movies to dramas to like all that for the Asian community. So like our store was the hub for the Asian community on the weekends when they can, after work or whatever, they can relax by watching movies with VHS. So it was like renting different movies and dramas. So for me, those are like memories of mine of like every aisle is like, it's like an archive of our history and culture and everything, because every aisle with like gifts or everything that was in the store was a story. This shopping plaza is actually our home for my cousins and siblings, because all my aunties and uncles would have their store in this plaza. We would have like a restaurant, a supermarket, our gift shop. So it was kind of like where we grew up. We would be kids just running around store to store. If we're hungry, we'll just go to the restaurant. If we wanted a snack, we'll go to the supermarket. If we wanted to like do our homework, we'd go to our aunt's office, stuff like that. It was just like, this is where I grew up. So I grew up in it. So honestly, it wasn't like I was getting paid to work here. It was like child labor. You work for your parents. So it wasn't always like my dream job, honestly. When she's young, her dream is modeling. Yeah. Okay. And she won catwalk. She won my photo on the screen, and she won everything. I let her go try. You need to pass happy and your dream, okay? 23 that time, I say, honey, I think now is the time. If you want, continue your job, or you need follow the business. I let you think, your choice, or you want to go back school. The School Panda, this was last year, this is this year. So every year they come out with a new. She think about 1 week. She say, Mom, I think I pick business. I say, okay, if you pick business, you need clear all the past. Your modeling, everything. You're 23, you already old, you pass. Okay? You need, don't ruin the time to learning something. And she says she picked business. I say, okay. For me, I just want to share our culture, traditions, and heritage and roots, and it can be anything from like traditional like jade bangles, that has different nostalgic meanings behind it, to like the new pop culture stuff, like from trinkets and collectibles. Like it could be from all sorts of different genres in the stores, right? Different areas in the store, but it hits somebody deep in their heart, where it could be, that's kind of how I feel, like everything is sentimental. Oh my God, we need a picture of that too. Everything has a story behind it. So if somebody's buying something for someone, there's a story behind why they're gifting that to someone. So I feel like our store can give that to others. See, I have a lot of customers, a lot of kids. When they come in, and they come and say hi, and I say, you don't need to buy anything. You just come in, you say hi, I'm happy, because we are friends. No, I need support you. And they need to pay something, they need to buy something.
Luckily, Mimi's parents had done such a good job of building this business.
We don't have a lot of coconut, but we have a lot of ginger.
Okay. It's been an interesting balance for sure. It's something that we want to keep around. We don't want to just be the trendy store. We want to keep our traditions alive, obviously. Mimi is a big believer in that. All the community work she does is in order to keep traditions and educate future generations on what we used to do or what our parents used to do, kind of balancing the past versus the present versus the future. Because obviously our store has a lot going on. It's not just the store, but the shopping center as well. We have, Mimi puts on these community events and she mostly does it for kids. Almost all the events are geared towards kids. Lunar New Year, we have like a kids fashion show. The kids come out to see the lions. Mid-Autumn Festival's a kids, it's for kids, it's a lantern festival. Obviously there are times when I wake up and I say, I wish I could have half the store for all the products that I want. But then there are days when I wake up and, I'll have like a 18, 19-year-old kid come in and ask about a really traditional product. And they're like, yeah, we do have that. Or someone else will come in and ask about something and we don't have that. I have no idea where to point you because I can't think of a single place that would sell something like that. If it's not us, I have no idea.
We have sections of I can order everything in the store, but my mom gets all the traditional stuff. And then Michael and I get pop culture and all that. And then I add on the beauty and the Sanrios and all the cute stuff. Michael has all the Pokemon and anime. So we all have a little section that really brings us joy.
It's not just a matter of me looking at a sheet and figuring out what's available. Sometimes if it was available yesterday, it's not available today. So there's risks involved as well. Obviously because it could be limited and then tomorrow there could be tons of inventory, so now it's not as limited anymore. I think experience gives you a lot of insight as to what could and may or may not be popular. Also staying up to date on pop culture and trends obviously helps. There's a fair bit of luck involved as well, I think.
That's the hard part, right? Is to figure out what kind of gift or items to bring in and how to get it and what if it will sell here. There's fails where stuff sit and collect dust, or there's things that are flying off the shelf where we can't even we just have to keep restocking, right? In Asia, they're a little bit ahead of the game.
Asia is very fashion forward. Their pop culture moves very quickly. And I think we get some insight into what we could be seeing here, but it's not necessarily always the case. But it does give you a bit of insight, so I guess as a research tool, it kind of works.
We always know about 6 months ahead what's gonna be hot, and if the American culture, community and culture can accept that kind of new trend. So example, when Labubus were popular, it was already popular in Asia, way ahead of time, maybe a year before, and then America started getting in the trend, and then the whole world.
I believed in Pop Mart and Labubus and stuff like that long before most people knew what they were. I'm a collectible kind of person.
Oh, and you can collect them. It's like a blind box.
I think that's where our anime section kind of started off.
A lot of our customers know they're known for the store for the Pokemons. They're known for the store for Sanrio items. Because we try to always get those items before they hit the American market.
I don't have as much time now, so I kind of rely on my kids at this point to know what's popular and what's not.
This one for $4.99.
But I'm a collector. I like collecting a lot of different things. Obviously, we like having, trendy pop culture products. But I've always said that I don't ever want to lose the traditional aspect of the store, such as products for memorials and stuff like that we don't know if the future generation is going to use. But it's something that we keep around, not just in case, but there are different people that use them, and there are people that maybe they came over from another country, so they're still, using those traditions and stuff like that. So it's been an interesting balance for sure. It's something that we want to keep around. We don't want to just be the trendy store. We want to keep our traditions alive, obviously.
Because the product always change. Everything always change. We got the different thinking and what they are thinking. Sometimes it's not easy to get changed to go to smooth way, but they do really, really good job.
There's a question of if this future generation wants to take over businesses from the previous generation, and a lot of them aren't interested. So you have kind of this cultural hub that needs to be continued, but who's going to pick up that torch? And So making sure we kind of stay grounded in the fact that we keep those traditional products it's important to us at least.
What I am and who I am today as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman is I learned it all from my mom and dad and my aunts and uncles, seeing them work so hard for everything that they do to give us a better future, right?
We teaching you and we want training you out.
I did go to like college for like fashion design, esthetician, skincare, all of that extra stuff, but I'm not doing any of that because I realized like this is my home. I actually had 3 Asian gift shops in the mall at one point when I was in my 20s. After I had kids, I realized how important it is to continue the culture and tradition and heritage and sharing the roots of what my mom and dad and my grandma, grandpa and stuff shared with me.
I thought I was going to be a soccer player in the future. Unfortunately, I was derailed by injuries. I've had 3 ACL surgeries and Achilles surgery, and I was going to school at the University of Denver at the time. And this is right around when I met Mimi, but I went to school for business and accounting. In the future, I'd like to own a business as well. So I wanted to go that route with it. And so she asked me to come out to the store and help with inventory to see if I could, just because of my background and stuff like that. And it took me an entire summer to get some inventory done at the store. Not every couple can work together and be together 24/7, but Mimi and I guess we have a knack for it.
Okay.
And so we enjoy being together, and I enjoy what I do out here, so it just kind of worked out.
We over here, we thought Mimi and Michael took the job, and they do good. So we're really proud. We are semi-retired, so I can go anywhere I want. I can do every time I want. We can take off a week, a month, and they still can handle it.
When I take care when they little, I never think have today. Okay, but today I really say, I'm so proud, Mimi. Proud about her, but I didn't tell her. Honey, I'm so proud about you. You do good job, everything. No, okay? I just look and I see she can handle everything now. I let her go.
So that is why, like, for me now, this is my job. I come to work like extra happy to work in like a place where I can sell items and trinkets and stuff that brings people happiness and joy. You know, like they come excited to shop and, for instance, like buy like a trinket like Labubu or whatever, and then they leave extra happy. Like those are the joy that makes the store what it is, you know, and that's the same of how I saw my mom and dad working back in the day too. Their movies brought people joy and happiness. Their gift items, small things here and there, people come to buy to gift to other, and it brings other people joy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you later. Yeah, thank you.
So those are things that I see that why these mom and pop shops are like very important, you know, and it's important to share the stories behind it.
The Truong An Gift store is part of a district that symbolizes generations of Vietnamese immigrant perseverance and contributions to Denver.
In fact, the Far East Center on Federal, the shopping complex that houses their shop and other longtime businesses, was added to Colorado's State Register of Historic Properties in 2024, recognizing it as a site of cultural and historical significance.
From generations of families who fled war and built new roots here to the storytellers and neighbors preserving those memories, the Little Saigon district stands as both a modern-day business hub and a reminder of the history of the people behind it.
To learn more, you can go to littlesaigondenver.com and visit Truong An Gifts on their Facebook and Instagram pages. Thank you for joining us tonight as we got to explore a magical ice castle and draw out some deeper conversations with Doodle Desk.
We also love sharing the stories of businesses like Buena Goods and talking about communities that are helping to define Colorado. That's what Studio 12 is all about.
For more business features, short documentaries, and family-friendly adventures, you can find us on pbs12.org and, of course, our YouTube channel.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Bazi Kanani.
And I'm Ryan Harrer. We'll see you right here next time on Studio 12.